Hello grade 7s, here are some key notes about New France. Okay, so here we have the colonization of New France beginning in the maritime provinces down the St. Lawrence River here in present-day Quebec, Montreal, into and around Ontario. Alright, we have the British settlement here on the eastern seaboard of the United States. We also have the British control of the fur trade here in Rupert's Land around the Hudson's Bay area. The French were interested more in colonization with their seigneuries, whereas the British were more interested in profit and developing the fur trade business. All right, here we have the Europeans sharing their goods. You can see here the weapons and whatnot with the Aboriginals, who have had to rely on natural resources for their goods. After the French and Aboriginal alliance was destroyed by weapons, alcohol, disease, and forced religion, all in the interest of expanding the fur trade business, King Louis XIV of France did not want to lose control of Samuel de Champlain's colony of New France on the banks of the St. Lawrence River in present-day Quebec. As a result, he took complete control, making it a royal colony, governed directly by him. King Louis was an absolute monarch with unlimited power over anyone and anything. No constitution, no parliament of politicians, no rich or powerful individuals could restrict his rule in any way. King Louis of France appointed 3 important officials to manage and direct his royal colony of New France, namely Frontenac, the Governor-General, Laval, the Bishop, and Talon as the Intendant. Okay, and today you have Chateau Frontenac named in honor of the Governor-General. Université Laval, named after the Bishop. And you have Jean Talon, who was the Intendant, basically the manager in charge of the day-to-day activities of New France, and here you have a farmer's market. Governor-General represented the King Louis XIV and his absolute authority in New France. Much like today, we have a Governor-General above our Prime Minister, who is basically the living symbol of the Queen. The Bishop was the head of the Catholic Church, schools, missionaries, and hospitals in New France. The Intendant managed the day-to-day activities of the colony, including finance. King Louis also sent over young women known as les filles du roi, or the king's daughters, to marry and populate the royal colony of New France. Seigneurial system. Land in the colony of New France was divided into long strips that ran from the shores of the St. Lawrence River back into the forested wilderness. The people that settled, cleared, and farmed these plots of land were known as les habitants. They were managed by and reported to the high-status land agent known as the seigneur, who would be accountable to the intendant, Jean Talon. Now look at the word seigneur. That's where you get lord. Okay, and today we have landlord. All right, probably the origins from the seigneurial system here. The habitants helped build homes, a flour mill, and a church on the seigneury. Okay? Just a fancy term for a landlord, seigneur. The habitants produced their own food by farming and raising animals. The Aboriginals taught them how to preserve their food during the long winter months. One typical habitant dish was the tourtière, or meat pie. The habitants produced their own clothing made from animal hides, leathers, and wool, and woven wool cloth, linen, as well as hemp. The habitants built their own homes using stone, mortar, and timber. They built their own furniture from birch and pine. At the heart of their home was a large stone fireplace. Pictured as the habitant work calendar for the fall, winter, spring, and summer months. The church had a very influential role. Not only was it in charge of, spiritual service, but it was involved in other things as well. Spiritual service, legal service, government service, personal service. So it did have some government influence as well at that time. Church took an active role also in healthcare by caring for the sick, the elderly, orphans, and people with disabilities. Church was the only source of education, new friends. All schooling in religion, reading, writing, arithmetic, seminary training, okay, that's for the priesthood. Latin and French languages came directly from the church. Okay, so these are some key ideas to help you out, grade 7s, with new friends. Hope that helps. Thank you.